Welcome to our series on Ignatian wisdom. About 20 or 30 years ago, Father Bill O'Malley, a Jesuit from New York, wrote a book called Voice of Blood, which is very moving. In there was stories of Jesuits who died violently in 1 year. I believe the year was 1977. He focused on a Jesuit in El Salvador who died violently, and 3 who died in Rhodesia violently. And then also one who died in Brazil, Father John Bernier. And I want to focus on his story, which is kind of unknown. Father Bernier was born 1917, ordained in 1946, and spent most of his career as a Jesuit in administration, in governance. He served as master of offices, was a teacher, served in Rome for a while at our generalate, was provincial for a bit, always in administration. He was always kind of a person who was looked upon as being kind of strict, kind of by the book, and had a difficult time kind of adjusting to the new reality of the Church after Vatican II. Had a hard time finding his place. But eventually he was involved in pastoral work in his home country in Brazil. He was sent to some sort of outlying mission stations or parishes, especially dealing with the indigenous peoples of Brazil. And it was there that he found his voice, because he noticed that some of the indigenous people were abused, were taken advantage of. And were actually persecuted by people in industry and so forth who wanted their land. And one day he saw an Indian being kind of abused or tortured, and he stepped in. And as he stepped in, he himself received the violent blows. But he stepped in to defend the rights of this indigenous person at that particular moment. And we kind of showed a shift in his sensitivities, where certainly he would not be in a position to do that many years before when he was in administration. But he found a niche in really kind of defending the rights of those who were poor and no one to fight for them. But he's kind of a martyr, but a person who underwent a sort of conversion of heart in those years, but put that conversion into practice by defending the rights of the indigenous, the young guy, the old guy. And so Father Bernier, I think, is a very important person, especially in Brazil, and showing how the Society of Jesus has shifted to being something very, very rigid or very education-oriented to something that's very much involved with the rights and the life, the livelihood of all peoples, especially those who are poor. So thank you very much for listening today and our Ignatian lesson from Father Bernier. Thank you.